You know, we get a lot of feedback from folks who are considering the Can-Am Spyder or the Ryker, but they're unsure if their state or territory requires a license to operate a three-wheel motorcycle. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today, and if so, where can you get the training required to actually get the license, and maybe perhaps spend a little time on the Spyder or the Ryker to get a feel for it. So we're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to touch base on the status of our maintenance for our Spyder for this year's big trip out to California and back. And we're going to talk about a bit on our postcard program. We have a different layer to that program that's coming up. And lastly, we're going to talk about the meetup in Tulsa, Oklahoma during the big trip.
We are John and Miriam. We may live along the Virginia coast, but for the next few months, we will again call the road our home. We plan to ride our Can-Am Spyder to the Pacific coast and back, over 7,000 miles through 16 states. We are calling this trip a lap around America. We know this odyssey will offer up its full serving of adventure, scenic beauty, along with the standard dose of challenges. But that's what we signed up for.
I went ahead and made a call to my folks over at All Out Cycles in Chesapeake. I've got a tentative appointment to bring the Spyder over there first next week to have them do the oil change and the spark plug change. Since they've got it opened up, have them do the spark plug change and the oil change at the same time. And they made a recommendation that they do the annual service, or the 9,000 mile service, and they go through everything. Update the computer software, which has never been done on the Spyder because I've been doing all the annual maintenance myself and I don't have access to their software. So we're going to get that done, and actually it'd be nice to have another set of eyes kind of pour over everything to make sure we're good to go before we take it all the way to California and back. And well, this is going to be our primary vehicle for 2 months. So going to get that done first next week. So the next topic is one of the common concerns we see often either in emails to us or in channel comments, is do I need a license to ride a motorcycle or the three-wheel motorcycle such as the Can-Am Spyder or the Ryker? The answer is I have no idea. I have not actually sat down and gone over the motor vehicle code in all 50 states to find out what is required. But I can tell you that Can-Am On-Road has. And I'm going to have a link to their website down below in the comment section or the description section. And they've done a really good job of listing all the state requirements. Most states do require a motorcycle endorsement. Some require a specific endorsement for a three-wheel versus a two-wheel. And to give you a case in point, in Virginia, there are three options. There is the classification of M for just motorcycle, M2, and M3. I started riding a long time ago, back in the dark ages it seemed like, where there were no three-wheel motorcycles really, and so my license is just a M for motorcycle. And recently, with the popularity of the Can-Am Spyder and the Rykers that operate a little bit differently, Virginia decided to add a specific endorsement for a three-wheel motorcycle. So now when you go down to get a motorcycle license, you have a choice of three-wheel or two-wheel. And, you know, those of us who had our license back in the dark ages were grandfathered in 2 or 3. So that creates a different problem. What if you're licensed to operate a two-wheel motorcycle or none at all, and you want to ride the Spyder or the Ryker? Well, the solution to that is to take one of the Can-Am training programs. They have paired up with many of the states to offer a training program. Now, I can tell you specifically what the one in Virginia was like. Miriam took that class. It was 2 days. Some of it was in classrooms, some of it was on the range. Very good program. And it is all on range, at least the Virginia program is. So you're going to get a lot of good hands-on on the three-wheel motorcycle, the Spyders, the Rikers. And in Virginia, they had some other brands out there too to just get a test drive on. I can tell you that one of the people who was taking the class had something other than a Riker or a Spyder, and they were having a great deal of difficulty trying to coordinate all the moving parts necessary to do all the objectives of the training program. So the instructor said, how about you because she had brought her own motorcycle, how about you park yours and spend the time on the Spyder? That way you're going to find it much more easier to operate, and that way you can pass the course. And that's what she did. The Spyder is a very intuitive machine. I found when I climbed on it, it just seemed very natural. So it was a good training program, and Miriam thoroughly enjoyed it. She came away and actually taught me a few things, believe it or not. And when she finished, she was able just to take her paperwork down to the local DMV, and they added the Motorcycle 3 endorsement to her license. There was no additional training required. Miriam did a complete video on the training program, and I will put a link in the top of this video. Now, I did go online. It looked like for most of the training programs, the fees were less than $100. I think it's being subsidized by CanAm On-Road. Good for them, because this is the way to get people out there on the Spyder and the Riker to get some more time on the machines and to really promote the product, which, let's just say, I'm kind of fond of. But here again, the link to the training programs and the license requirements are going to be in the description below for CanAm On-Road. One of the next concerns is folks contacting us, and they are a little intimidated by the concept of getting on something like this or riding a motorcycle for the very first time. The demographics of the Spyder is a little older age group, I suspect, than that for the Riker, but they're all under the same umbrella of CanAm On-Road. Here are some interesting statistics that I found. 32% of CanAm On-Road vehicles are female, compared with only 20% of the rest of the motorcycle industry. There are over 150 riding schools in the U.S. and Canada that offers the CanAm Spyder and Riker for training. 80% of those attending the training program have had no prior riding experience. So there you go. If you're new to this, this is the place to go. CanAm On-Road even has a women's mentoring program, and I'll put that link in the description below. I haven't really gone into it in depth as much as I probably should have, but if you're looking for some mentorship and you're a woman, perhaps you might want to visit the website and get some more information on what CanAm On-Road, the mentoring program, has to offer you. And now a bit of an update on the progress for the upcoming spring big trip to the West Coast and back. We have mentioned in the previous video a postcard campaign. If you would like to receive a postcard from us when we're on our trip, can't guarantee we're going to give everybody postcards depending on what the popularity of this is, but we want to. Just shoot us a contact information either on our Gmail account or through our website, and we will put you on our list to receive some postcards. You can even say where you would like to receive a postcard from. We received one request from a person who does not live in the United States and asked for a postcard from Nebraska. I went through Nebraska. I just never thought it to be a place that people would receive postcards from, although I understand it's a beautiful state and I'm anxious to see it myself. The next program I'm going to talk about is our postcard program, which is a little bit different than the one I just talked about. If you travel and you have photographs of yourself and your preferred magic carpet, shoot us a photograph of you and your travels and a little bit of a description about who you are, where you're from, and what the photograph entails. And we will put those in our database, and we will periodically pull those out and put those in, and feature those in our upcoming videos and give you a little bit of a shout out. We can't guarantee that we will do this for everybody, depending on demand, on the demand, but we're going to give it a shot. So if you're inclined to, shoot us a photograph and that description to our email address or our on our website. I think we have a link that you can put an attachment. If not, there's a link in there for the email, and you can just shoot us the email with the attached photograph. And lastly, this trip is evolving and has taken on a life of its own. It's actually Feels like it's got a pulse and it's breathing.
It's alive! It's alive!
We're still a little bit of time out, which is good because we have a lot of work to do. But looks like we're going to be doing a meetup in the Tulsa area. We had just simply picked Tulsa as a name, as a possibility of a meetup, and we've had some positive feedback on that. We're going to be meeting up at a local brewery in the afternoon, one of the evenings. The date is tentatively set. We're going to put that on our Facebook page. If you're in the Tulsa area and you want to meet with us, and we know we would love to meet with you guys and talk with you, please consider attending. And well, like I said, right now that date is tentative, and I will put that information on our Facebook page. If in the unlikely event we need to change it, it will be on the Facebook page. And by the way, as we expect to shoot so much video, the videos will be lagging behind, but for relatively updated information on our trip status, that will be on our Facebook page. Well, that's it for now, guys. I appreciate you guys watching it. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and ringing that little notification bell. It does something magical to the YouTube analytics, and it helps us get our videos out there even more so more people can watch them, and we can reach out and touch those folks and perhaps inspire them to take to the road also. So if you haven't already done so, please consider doing that, and we will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.